What's going on, guys? Matty with FusaroFitness here, doing a response video to Jeff Seid's Twitter Q&A. Now, I had no intention to do this, nor did I even know he made this video. I'm not subscribed to him. I know of him, but a bunch of people pointed me to this video. I've seen it in a couple of groups that I'm in on Facebook, and people wanted my opinion on it. People wanted to know whether the information he was putting out was good, why he's putting out this information, and they linked me to his videos. They were 30 minutes each, and there were 2 of them, so that was an hour of footage, which I did not watch all of. I skimmed through some of it and saw some of the points he was making, saw some of the information he was giving out, and kind of wanted to just make my own video on this. Now, this is not a personal attack. This is all my opinion. It's not to call anyone out. It's not to say he's a liar. It's not to say all of his information is incorrect, but with over 1 million followers on Facebook and hundreds of thousands on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube, a lot of people look up to him. He's 19 years old, he's an IFBB pro. I'm not saying he's natural, I'm not saying he's not natural. His physique is pretty damn impressive, regardless of what you think of him. I just want to say that a lot of people look up to him, especially younger people, and some of the information he was giving was not only wrong and misguided, but some of it could actually be potentially dangerous depending on who's watching it. So I kind of just took a couple of notes, and I wanted to talk about a few points that he made in the video. And again, this is not a personal attack or anything. It's just kind of calling out some of the points that he made. So always switch up your workouts. The body adapts if you don't, and then you don't get strong. Keep the muscles guessing, in quotes. Not really. You actually don't want to try and confuse the muscles, because it's not going to happen. Your body grows from progressive overload. It responds to the training stimulus you put on it, whether it be decreasing rest times, adding weight to the bar, increasing volume, increasing frequency. There are many different ways to progressively overload, and always switching your workouts actually takes away from your ability to do that. So switching your workouts too much is actually a bad idea. I probably wouldn't advise that to too many people. You never want to work out when you're sore. There's nothing wrong with working out when you're sore. Actually, you can work through that soreness. The initial soreness you feel when you go into the gym, I'm sure after a little bit of dynamic warm-ups and a few warm-up sets, that soreness will probably be gone. He also says the more you hit a muscle, the more it grows. That might give the impression that you should be hitting your chest 5 days a week if your chest is lagging. I don't think that's the smartest idea. Sure, increased frequency is great to put on size, but it's not the more you hit it, the more it grows. It has to do with your nutrients and progressive overload. The more, he says he has a lagging chest, or that's one of his weaker body parts. So he says the more inside your grip, the more inner chest you hit. So he likes to grab a super inner grip. So when he's bench pressing, he likes to go really close to work in here. He says that he used to go really wide and it used to hit the outside, which, sure, that's fine. It may put a little bit more emphasis on your outer pec, but actually hitting the middle here, going super close can actually put your shoulders in a very compromising position. Even when you're doing close grip bench press for triceps, you only want to go about shoulder width. You really don't want to go any closer than that. And he says when he does his dumbbell chest press, he actually touches the dumbbells to press because it really hits the inner pecs. Again, putting your shoulder in a pretty unhealthy position. You may feel it more in your inner chest, if that's what you want to call it, but I wouldn't advise too many people doing that. It could be dangerous. He says that he likes to do incline bench press because he likes to work his upper chest, but he also goes on and says flat and decline builds boob-looking chests, and that's not aesthetic. So again, nothing wrong with incline, nothing wrong with some of the information he puts out, but this is going to give younger kids the impression who want to look like him that they shouldn't do flat or decline at all because they don't want boobs. They're not going to be aesthetic. There's nothing wrong with flat and decline. They're actually great, but that doesn't mean don't do incline. It just means that incline's great, flat's great, decline's great. Talking about abs and being lean year-round, he says, you don't want to wake up not having abs. That's not a good feeling. So for all the people watching his video that don't have abs and look up to him and want to be in shape, this could lead to body dysmorphia, which a lot of people have in the first place. That's the reason a lot of people get into lifting, is because they're not happy with how they look. And now people hearing that if they wake up without abs, that's not a good feeling, they're going to start to believe that and probably start dieting extremely, lowering their calories to an unhealthy level and sacrificing their health just to have abs. Never wear gloves or straps. That's fucking horrible. These are my quotes, by the way. There's nothing wrong with gloves and straps. Sure, you might want to build your grip strength, you might want to build your forearms, but wearing gloves protects your hands if you don't want calluses. There's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't recommend it for all exercises, but if you want to wear gloves, wear gloves. And straps can actually be very beneficial if you're really trying to work your back and your forearms can't hold up to the weight you're lifting. Your back's a lot stronger than your forearms are. So I'm not saying use straps for everything, but they are an effective tool. Abs are made in the kitchen. It's all diet. Now, abs are made in the gym, and then your diet may help reveal them. I've seen many people diet down to very low body fat levels, and their abs don't show at all. Why is this? Because they never took the time to build up the abs. The abs are a muscle like anything else. They require progressive overload. You should be hitting them with heavy weights. They have to grow, and then when you strip away body fat, you can see them. Someone asked if he can explain his cutting diet. He said his cutting diet consists of around 1,800 calories, and he spaces his meals about every 3 hours because he believes it keeps your metabolism running the entire day. I think we've pretty much figured out that it really comes down to, in a sense, calories in versus calories out. Your metabolism's your metabolism. It's altered by everything you do in the day, the thermic effect of food, non-exercise associated thermogenesis, just moving around like this. All of these things affect your metabolic rate. And 1,800 calories is extremely low, so I can only imagine all the people watching that video might go ahead and cut their calories that low in order to get aesthetic. By keeping protein high, that's how I continue to gain muscle when cutting. Is it possible to gain muscle when cutting? Sure, under very, very particular circumstances, such as you are completely new to training. You are a novice, you've only been training for maybe 6 months, maybe even a year, but not very smart. So people who are new to lifting, they can gain muscle while losing body fat. People who are on tons of drugs can do that as well. Body recomposition is very hard to do, so again, gaining muscle while losing fat. But keeping your protein high is not going to help you gain muscle when cutting. Although there's nothing wrong with a high protein diet, just throw that out there. They asked about his supplement recommendations. BCAAs, quotes, what it does is preserve your muscle when you work out so you don't burn any muscle. Not exactly what BCAAs do. They're not necessary for people if you're getting adequate protein through your diet and whey protein supplementation if you take whey protein. I've done a video on that if you want to check out my video on that, but creatine, it's not going to make you stronger, quotes, but it's going to make your muscles look a lot bigger. In the long term, it could make you stronger. There's been plenty of science on what creatine actually does, which I'm not going to get into in this video. Can it make your muscles look bigger? Maybe a teeny bit. Intracellular water goes inside your muscles. It could make them look a little bit fuller, but not to any extent to where you look like this and then you take creatine and it's completely a different size. So, got a couple more on here. Quotes, I think I mentioned this before, I change my exercises every fucking day. I never do the same workout. It's always different every day. Don't do that, guys. Get yourself on a plan and stick to it. And if you hit a plateau, find a workaround and keep pushing through it. And after 6, 8, 12 weeks, if you want to try something new, try a different program. Oh, and to follow that quote, he also says about switching your workout every day. That's what matters at the end of the day. Switching up your workouts and never doing the same thing day after day. As long as you switch it up, you're going to see good gains. No comment? Last point I have on here. Quote, There's no point in letting your muscle recover only 80% and hitting it again because you're never going to get the full gains. So that goes back to the point he made earlier when he said, if you are sore, don't train. So again, this is one quick page I took notes on. I did not watch an hour's worth of his footage. I'm sure he talked about a lot of other things. I want to reiterate, this is not calling him out or a personal attack. It's really just to kind of debunk some of the stuff that he said, and I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I mean, Jeff's got a crazy physique, so I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to do what he says. So if he says that a really close grip bench press like this is going to hit the inner chest and get you a sick, aesthetic looking chest, I'm sure hundreds of thousands of people are going to do that because he looks good and he has over 1 million followers. So just kind of getting rid of some misinformation. People ask me for my opinion on this. People ask me to make a video addressing it. I had no problem doing that. Again, not a personal attack, just some of my opinion on some of these topics. And that's really it. Jeff, I'm sure you'll never see this video, but if you do, I have nothing against you, dude. I just, I don't know, just kind of wanted to clear some of the topics up that you talked about. But that's it. This is a longer video than I planned on making, so if you like my content, subscribe to my channel, and that's it, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.